Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we are going gator hunting, or something like that, down in Florida. It's a take on a real-life location in Florida. It's not an exact representation, but I like these sort of maps where it takes a kind of vibe from an area and just makes it their own. It's a creator we have done once in the past, back in episode 691, where they got 9 stars, but they were an unusual 9 stars. 5 of them were for aesthetics, and 1 of them was for gameplay. 1 star for gameplay potential is not good enough, and I'm promising you today's map will be a lot better than that. And if you like maps that are a lot better than that, well, you know what to do, don't you? That's right, you have to do that little symbol with your fingers and... Oh no, you have to hit the like button, don't you? That's the one. Thank you very much for your support. Today's map is Santa Beatrix by Bok Maxima. But Allegheny, I think that was it, Allegheny. I can never remember the... Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to move to America and learn all of your pronunciations. There's your start square. There is actually kind of an intersection in the bottom left-hand corner of that. Your terrain height's pretty flat, but you kind of expect it for the location. And then if we have a look at the resources, they are bold and strong. They look a bit like finger painting, but it works, so I'm not complaining. If you've got Sunset Harbor and you want to do some fishing, because fishing in Florida is a good thing, we have a fishing map for you. Off to the workshop, what do we need? Well, no DLC required today, woohoo! But there is a one-click collection. It's not a very heavy one. There are quite a few trees on the map, but not too many things to subscribe to. When I say not too many, we'll be using the coastal theme and the satellite LUT, which is an unusual combination, I feel, for Florida. And then we've got this bunch of trees, network extensions too, and there's the map at the bottom as well, which you should always include in your one-click collection so that you get that handy little link at the top of the page. So anyway, as I was saying about the... Okay, I'm not complaining about the theme, and I'm not complaining about the LUT, because I love the theme and I love the LUT. I just think, does this look like Florida? Florida to me is a warm... You get that warm glow. You get... it's like it's tropical, isn't it? It's a tropical area, Florida, and this feels cold. I mean, I love the satellite LUT, but it's very blue, and it just feels like a cold day in the Everglades. Well, anyway. Let's have a little look at our first intersection. It's this one here. It's just a little road connection across like that. And I know this is quite often the case on quieter roads. You don't need a busy junction. But we are getting a little bit of tailback already before we get started. Now, is that going to be a big problem? Well, only you can really know. We are quite a way out from the start square. And maybe it won't be. Traffic coming away won't likely be doubling back to the start square, so it might be okay. Probably, maybe, possibly, maybe. But yes, the coastal theme. What a beaut of a theme. If you want to have some really lush, rich beaches and rich foliage and whatever, this is a great theme to be playing with. When I say foliage, I mean like round textures and stuff. You knew what I mean, didn't you? Didn't you? We're having one of those today, BonBon. I think we probably are. Okay, the road. Beautiful road laying here, nice equidistance all the way around. This bridge, what do I think of the bridge? I think it's the perfect height. Yeah, I could go with that. And just makes its way across to the other side. And we're getting down towards start square territory now, so we get a bit excited about an asset of the day. Because so far, I mean, it's... we haven't been picking it to pieces, have we? There's not been been moaning about the theme and the LUT combo. So it can't be a bad map, surely. This is your start square intersection, sort of. You want to have a lane coming off of the roundabout directly upwards, and that'll take you into the start square. That is basically where you're going to work from, I feel, for the start square. Anyway, in today's start square, we have an asset. It's the WHH GT 1821 Plattenbau by Ami Polizei Funk. And Ami has been at it again. Hasn't he? This is a lovely, lovely asset. Oh, I'm all over this one. I'm all over this one. I'm also all over factoids because factoids. Today's factoid the amount of carbon in the human body is enough to fill around 9,000 lead pencils. Of course, they call them leads, but they are carbon mostly, a mix of carbon and various other bits and pieces so that they don't just crumble away completely. But yes, great thing science, isn't it? Anyway, yes, the WHHGT 1821 Platinum Barrel. This is, I just think Ami has really shone with this one. I mean, some of their stuff is great. This is top. Most of their stuff is great. God, I'm going to get into trouble again, aren't I? Picking the wrong words. Sorry. Most of their stuff is great. You don't need me to tell you that. You just don't. But yeah, that for me is as good as you can get. That is top draw. Okay, bridge over the rail there is absolutely perfectly lovely. A little bit of stress on the road as we came back to ground, but I don't have a huge problem with that. That might be just a line of tarmac. It's something that you could skip over quite easily. Anyway, this highway comes up to the top side of the map. You think it's going to go straight off, don't you? Yeah, going to the edge of the map, so therefore we'll go and do the rail, yeah? No. This bit I find a little bit odd, and I don't think it adds anything to the map. But when we get up here, we'll get to another intersection. And trust me, the intersection's fine. Is it the most efficient? I think it might be, actually. And I love the tree detailing on it. So what am I complaining about? Well, I look at tree detailing. I think that's good and plush, and it's well terrain worked as well. I'm all for that. But this highway runs along the top side of the map, the entire length. You can already see right off to the distance. Now this is a load of nodes and segments that are basically doing nothing. Now I'm sure if this I've not checked Google Earth for highways this far inland, but if there is a highway, I guess there's an argument for it. But I would say also, even if there was this particular highway along this route this far inland, you could have left it out. I feel I don't think this really adds anything to the map. Lovely little intersection here as well, taking us back down into the map. We won't be going down into the map. We're just gonna scoot over here and pretend we're going to the edge of the map and maybe jump onto the rail lines. But yeah, I don't feel it adds it. It doesn't take anything. The only thing it takes away from the map is a few nodes and segments, which you might want to use later. But yeah, it doesn't add much or anything, I feel. Okay, a rail. It's a pretty flat map, so it's got to be a hideous error to make this into a bad rail line, yeah? Yeah, we got to put in the world's worst jinky janky or a broken connection, that sort of thing. There's our road over rail. I'm all for that. And nipping through the foliage. I mean, some of it feels a bit Aussie and Aussie. Get the words out. Australian, Aussie. Hang on. We've got an encroaching tree there. There we go. So some of it, I don't know. I don't know if I completely buy into the mix of trees for Florida. That said, I'm not a botanist and I've never been to Florida. So please feel free to tell me that I'm completely wrong. It's just a gut feeling. A little bit of catenary chaos there as well, with the portals in between the lines. Nipping across a few lines here, and it's clean and crisp. There might be a bit of encroaching foliage here and there, but that's about the worst thing with the rail. And I'll take that. I'll take a little bit of encroaching foliage as the only thing wrong with the rail. Well done, Bok. You can take a bow for your rail. And we'll take a bow for an intermission. And when we come back, we'll have a look at the shipping, because there's bound to be. Surely.
Philosophical question. What exactly is This Old Gamer? Is it an at-home shopping network? A cover band channel? The only real way to find out is go check it out for yourself. This Old Gamer is the most unique, entertaining, and funny Cities Skylines channel ever created. And I build some pretty cool stuff too. And with you coming along for the ride, nothing can stop us.
Have you taken the trash out yet?
Check it out. I gotta go.
And so back to Bok Maxima's Bok Maxima's map. There we go. That's what I was trying to get out. Shipping routes. We have some slick triangles there, so that the ships don't have to do a sharp turning, which is always good. And we've got a slick turning there, but anything going from the edge of the map to the top of the map has to do a sharp turn. Now, it's quite deep in the fog and a little way out from the coast, so you may not notice it. We've got the same on this side, but it's probably worth just a little connection to smooth that out. Now, water flow, it's a map with rivers and little bays and coves. This is the water that's coming through the start square, so if you're looking for water flow through the start square, motion in that ocean, there is a little bit. It's not the world's strongest. Here we go, just down here. That's what's going through your start square. It's probably enough to get you started. So I'm quite happy with that one if you want to be playing that style of game. The water doesn't quite flow out into the ocean though, because we've got edge of map water flow and the tide is pushing into the bay rather than out. The map as a whole, as we've seen, is pretty flat. There's a little bit, I would say, some of the foliage areas. I mean, the beaches, of course, are going to look great because of the coastal theme. And then some of the foliage work, though, is, I don't know, I'm just not buying. I mean, this isn't too bad. I don't mind the splatterings of the grasses there in the dunes. And then we kind of transition into the trees. And then we've got a transition into the water. And then we've got a transition again into the forest over here. I don't mind this too much. But when we get a bit closer to the rivers and stuff like that, it's just like there's a line of trees lining up around the river. And, we have got the swamps and the Everglade style foliage. Oh, yeah, good work there. Good. See, there is good work around the map as well. I'm not buying the mix, though. The tree mix, not buying it. Not saying it's not right. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's not really selling itself to me. And then when you combine that, of course, with the bluiness of the LUT, it just doesn't feel Florida to me. The shape does. Of course it does, because it's taken from a real life location. Oh, and we got Ooh, it's a castle. Now, I had a look on Google Earth. There is a castle around here, although it's nothing quite like the unusual design we've got here. I think it's called, was it Otis Castle? Castle Otis or something like that. I don't know, they do weddings and stuff. It's a small little ornamental castle, for want of a better phrase. That was an ornamental castle, possibly. Couple of little divots along the beach here that could be smoothed out fractionally. And then we got all these tufts of grass. I mean, a lot of grasses, which of course can slow the systems down a little bit. We've got some dunes over here that I kind of like, and I feel they could have been worked with those grasses a lot better to be a lot more interesting. So yeah, I kind of like the sand up here. I just feel it could have been worked a little bit better in terms of detailing. But anyway, what do you think of the map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Click the I button now in the top right hand corner. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free using a Facebook, Gmail or Patreon login. Okay then, let's have a look what I think of today's map. Well. Okay, so aesthetically, I kind of like it. I don't love it. It doesn't really feel warm. It doesn't feel Florida. It doesn't feel tropical. But I'm seeing a good shape. I'm seeing a good design. And I feel that it can get a medium lowish 3. It's a 3 stars. It's fine. Detailing. Again, there's not really too much wrong with it. I'm questioning some of the foliage. And again, I'm going to match the aesthetic score here by giving it a medium low 3, but it's still fine and nothing to complain about really. Gameplay potential, I think there's playability here. Don't think it's the most exciting map for playability, but I think there's playability. There's stuff that could be done to make it a little bit more spicy. But again, middle 3 for gameplay. Santa Beatriz by Box Maxima. I don't know, how do you pronounce that? Beatriz. Yeah, no. Gonna need some help in the comments, guys. You know what I'm like with my pronunciations of anything that's vaguely non-English, and most things that are English also. If you're still here, you are in the 20 and out elite. Thank you very much for sticking around to the end. Use the word of the day to score yourself 100 population points into the comments. And of course, thank you very much for liking, for commenting, for watching, and for subscribing. And I'll see you again tomorrow for another map in the What's Map series. Thanks for watching.